Hi everybody, this is the Papa from the Papa's Kitchen, bringing you another easy, wonderful, delightful, good tasting meal. I'll tell you what, we did a little survey and I appreciate all of you that got involved and told me what you want to see a little bit more of and all that. Yeah, you all had some great ideas. It sort of ran the gamut from A to Z, but one of the things that really stood out is you want something easy, you want something quick, and you want something tasty. And you even like one-pan meals and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to endeavor to do that a little bit more, something easy. Right now it's Wednesday. We just posted today, and I notice it's doing very well, a smothered chicken. What do we call that smothered chicken that you did? It's like you had me do it. Oh, did you? Okay. So today it's Wednesday. Susan just got back. She's on the camera. Just got back from a Bible study she's involved in, and I'm cooking dinner for tonight. And I'm going to do easy French onion soup. And the reason I'm doing French onion, Golden Steer just sent me the other day a brand new pack of seasoning called French Cuffs. And if you can look in there, it is their seasoning for things like French onion soup. It's got pieces of onion in there and all that. So they sent a recipe along with it. I'll be glad to put the ingredients as we do it up on the video like you like. But this is so easy, and I like French onion soup. And I happen to have Sunday I did, or whatever day I had people over, I can't even remember. Oh, we had friends from out of town, and I made a standing rib roast, some prime rib. And I had some pieces left over, nice pieces. And so I'm going to use that with this baguette bread that I've got, and I'm going to make us a nice, Susan, a nice steak sandwich to go along with the onion soup. So you're going to love it. And I even bought some Swiss cheese to put on there. We're going to cut some of this baguette up to put in there. By the way, you can use a whole baguette, just put it in there before you put it under the broiler, or you can cut it, and I like cutting it in pieces. So let me get this going for you. Oh, in my Dutch oven here, which is all brand new. I haven't used this yet for cooking. I'm sort of excited.
Oh, you haven't?
No, I haven't used it yet. I'm doing about a tablespoon of olive oil, and we're going to let that heat up. And I've got my onion already done. I was supposed to use a large yellow onion. I had like two small, a medium and a small. So I'm using about 1.5 onions, and I cut them right in half, and I'm just slicing them real thin because you don't want thick pieces of onion in there. And when you do it by cutting it in half first, you're actually getting it so that it'll separate while you're cooking. And then you get these, like a good French onion soup should be. You get these strings of onion in there, and it is so good. Now on the end, when I have it like that, I just do a little bit of chopping down here, and it all goes in. It's going to be good. So that's what we're going to do to start with, and we're just going to put our onion in there. And I'm also going to put 1 teaspoon of garlic in there. Now I'm going to do probably a little bit more, and I happen to have, what do I want to call it? It's a tube. That's the word I was looking for. A tube of garlic that I need to sort of use instead of doing the fresh garlic, which you know I usually like.
So it's a tube of minced?
Yeah, it's a tube of minced garlic, and I'm just going to put a little, about a half a teaspoon of that in there. And we're just going to cook that around a little bit. Let me get mine, here we go. And get all that, and we really want this onion, basically, we want it over this medium-low heat. In fact, let me go a little bit lower. There we go. We want this to just be, with those thinly sliced, we want it to get soft. So we're going to cook it for about 5 minutes. Now, while that's cooking, I want to add my seasonings right away. And they say in the recipe, add by taste. So I start with Sergio's seasoning, which is the salt and pepper, which we need to do. And we're gonna put, I'm just gonna put a pinch of that in there and start a little bit more maybe of taste. And now For this, I'm going to put a little good pinch of that in there, And we're going to try that. A couple pinches I'm doing actually. And that's how we're going to start this thing.
Did you taste it?
No, I didn't, and I need to probably. If you want to, you could just get a little taste of that powder there and see how strong it is, but it's probably pretty good.
Tastes like onion.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to.
Onion and salt.
Yeah. Now the other thing they call for is beef broth, and they're gonna, because we're making French onion soup, obviously, we're gonna do 6 cups of this. So it's gonna be 1 box plus a half of another box. They also call for a tablespoon of beef base. So I got some Better Than Bouillon beef base. And then, in addition to that, they call for about a tablespoon of white wine, and we're going to put that in just a little bit. And this thing goes, I mean, I'm doing the longest and the hardest part right now, which is getting these onions softened and translucent. And then we're going to let this thing cook for just a little bit, and this is going to go by very, very quickly. I just love the smell of this anyhow, and I don't know, I assume most of you like French onion soup, but this recipe that I'm using from Golden Steer, which is where these spices come from, which I love. I love everything Golden Steer is doing, and I've got a link in my description box where you can order. And I noticed even somebody wrote today and said they ordered both the some of the spice packet thing, like a 3-pack packet of spices, and then they also ordered the cookbook. So I thought, wow, that's pretty cool.
That's great.
So do that. And this, they are known for their steak, but they're also known for this steakhouse for their French onion soup. And honestly, when you're out, you're going to do with a steak, if you're even eating it, I don't care where, you're going to have maybe a wedge salad, which I love, and you got the blue cheese on it and all that, and or you're going to have French onion soup to start your course with before you get to the steak. And so that's how we do things, and I love French onion. And honestly, this will be a good meal with that little bit of steak sandwich you and I are going to share, Sue. We're going to be all right tonight, I think.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah. We won't know fully how this tastes. Let me get, I'm just curious. We do want to do, and it says by taste, so let me just see how, and some of you are going to die me eating.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
I think I'm going to put a little bit more of the Sergio.
It enhances the onion.
Oh man,
flavor.
it really does.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine
really nice.
it tasted like that.
Yeah. So that is really good. And look at it. That's sort of the neat part about cooking anyhow. You experiment and see what you like, and remember, you can just add a little at a time. You can't take it away very easily, but you sure can add to. Let me get this open. I got a sale at Publix today on these things, Susan, so you'll be sort of happy with me. Yeah, I'm going to do a half a thing here, 2 cups.
I'm the one that looks for the deal.
Well, no, I've been doing it now because
you?
oh man, I'll put stuff back because I found a better price, just a shelf lower or whatever the case may be. I tell you right now, with the way things are going, economy-wise, I'm looking for every deal I can get. Oh, that's nice. And those onions are all nice and soft, and they're doing great, so we're going to just keep adding this. Well, I could have opened that box up a little bit better or something. We just put the 2 cups here, and we'll empty the rest of this box in here. And it should be okay. There it is. And we're also, when I get this sort of done, I'm going to add in my wine, and I'm going to also add in a little bit of that beef base, about a tablespoon of that as well. And it gives it a rich flavor. When you add that white wine, and I imagine you could use a red wine in here as well, and that'd be something to sort of riff on a little bit. Boy, there's nothing like waiting for something. Okay, I'm not going down that road, but anyhow. And here is my bouillon, and so I'm going to put a tablespoon of that in there. and we'll get that all stirred around in there, and that'll be good. Like that. Sorry, folks. I know I'm probably destroying some of your ideas about things. I make whatever works work.
That's
About
right.
a tablespoon or maybe a little bit more.
At least he's in the kitchen cooking.
At least I'm in the kitchen cooking. There we go. And that's what we want for the wine. And we just start stirring that around. And all we're going to do here is we're going to let this cook just like this for 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to put a cover on it, and I'm going to let it simmer for 10 or 15 minutes with my heat on pretty low. I'm going to bring my heat down a little bit. And then when I come back, I'm going to ladle it into these little soup bowl tureens that I have. We're going to put the crouton on top. We're going to lay about 2 to 3. I'm going to do 3 slices of Swiss cheese. And we're going to put it under the broiler. And while that's all doing itself, while this is cooking for 10 or 15 minutes, I'm going to get the sandwich stuff going. And we're going to be all set. It's going to be very, very, very good. So here's my nice brand new cover, and we put that on, and we're going to lower this down. I'll come back. I'm going to get my sandwich stuff prepped up here. I'm going to heat these pieces of prime rib up so they're nice and hot. I'll put them in a skillet, and I'll put a little water in there and sort of steam them hot is what I'm going to do, because I don't want them to cook. I like the red, I like the rare, and then we'll come back, put that sandwich together. I bought some provolone for that. And you know what else too? I found this in my cupboard, and it's good. It's deli dressing. Oh. And they say put olive oil on the baguette, and I'm going to use this. Right. It's got a real nice taste to it, and I like a little horseradish with it, and we'll melt that also under the broiler just to give it a nice, oof.
You know where that came from?
I'm getting hungry thinking about it.
You know where that came from?
No, I don't know.
Your daughter-in-law left it here.
Did she really?
Yeah.
I love her.
I know.
She always leaves me good stuff. All right, we'll be right back. I'm trying to maybe think about incorporating every time I cook, as this is onion soup is cooking, a little something from the book that Sarah and I wrote along with my mother on parenting. One of the most overlooked chapters, I think, in the book is the chapter on emotional intelligence. I actually called the chapter, Guess Who Wet the Bed? And it's sort of dealing with those insecurities and emotional things that are resident in all of us. In fact, I've got my doctorate in emotional intelligence and how that affects people's behavior and all that kind of stuff. One of the quotes that I used in the book was this, and I don't even know who the author was. I just said it was an emotionally intelligent mother or father. I said it this way at the beginning of this chapter: if your children don't hate you by the time they're teenagers, you're doing something wrong. Here's what I find. A lot of parents, and I hear this all the time from parents, my children, my 10-year-old, my 6-year-old, whatever, are my best friends. I'm thinking to myself when I look at them, what are you talking about, your best friend? They're not your best friends. You're their parent. Now, if you do a good job parenting, one day they may indeed become your best friends, like Luke is. I mean, we talk all the time, and Sarah and I talk, and Susan and Sarah talk, and I mean, definitely that will happen, but they're in their 40s, and we're in our, well, you're in your 70s, but anyhow, I'm not quite there yet. When they're 10 years old, 8 years old, they're not your best friends. And I think what is happening, we see a lot of things happening on the news every night, and the parents aren't parenting. I don't think they said the kids need a place for an outlet. I think the kids need an upbringing. I think the kids need a parenting experience. They need to have somebody parent them. And instead, either A, the parents are totally disengaged, or B, they're trying to be their buddies and indulge them and let them do anything. That is not parenting. And so if you want an emotionally healthy child and you want an emotionally healthy environment or home, could I suggest to you that you don't treat your children as your friends. Treat them as who they are. They're children, and you're there to parent them. And that's just my little word of wisdom to you. And I know my demographics on this cooking channel, there's more grandparents, but hey, pass the word along, grandparents, to your kids who are raising their kids. They're not your friends. All right, while my soup is cooking, good thing of it, French onion, I just got these a little steamed up, and I'm going to, and I got my baguette, I cut it in half. I put a little bit of that Italian deli dressing on, and I also had some leftover homemade horseradish sauce that I did. It's got a sour cream and horseradish and a few other things in there.
It's like a creamed horseradish.
Yeah, it's like a creamed horseradish, exactly. And I've got this going, and I'm gonna also, I did one extra here too. Oh, that looks so good. Put that right there. And then all I'm going to do.
This would be good with shaved deli roast beef.
It would be so good with that.
Yeah.
It would be good with a lot of things, to be honest with you. Oh, before I put the cheese on, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually put on some pickled onions. And if you had pickled vegetables or pickled onions, that would be so good on here.
So how do you make those? Real quick.
Oh my goodness, vinegar, a little sugar, a white vinegar, it's not hard. And for the red, I use a Bobby Flay hack, and he uses grenadine, that cherry grenadine stuff, and you, oh man, and they're so good, so good. Get that all on there. And actually, I don't even mind, which is good, is a little bit of that vinegar on these sandwiches, just to spice that up a little bit like that. Just get a little vinegar up there on there. And you want that. And if you've got, if you bought maybe a jar or had a jar of pickled vegetables, they have it. I forget what they call it, but get some of that vinegar out and do that as well. And then I got some provolone, and that's going to go on here. Get that nice and coated like that. And I've got one here. Let me get some more. Everybody gets happy here.
Everybody gets happy.
Yeah. Put some right on there. And then I'm going to, I've got my broiler on, and I'm going to put this under the broiler.
You love a sandwich.
Oh, I love a sandwich. Just for a few moments. And with me, you got to keep reminding me, Susan, else I'll have to blame you.
You're going to make me remind you?
And
That's
then
dangerous.
just near the end, I'll put the tops on, and I'll put it back in the broiler just for a second. In the meantime, it's almost been 15 minutes, and I am, oh yeah, that's gonna be so good. I can see it already. Look at that, look at that. See how that's done? And we're gonna put this, and in fact, I'm gonna wait on that just for a second because I wanna get the broiler done. I'm gonna lose my sandwiches if I don't be careful here.
Yeah, you're gonna have extra broiled sandwiches.
And I don't want that. So, oh, nice.
Is it done?
Yeah, no, just getting done. So what I do, see how it's melting?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the tops on, and I'm gonna put it back in because I want the top to be heated up too.
Those are big mouth sandwiches.
Oh, they're great. They're great. Put that under there just for a second, and let that go. Okay, now, by the way, I did forget something that they called for while it was cooking, 3 bay leaves, so I left that out and I shouldn't have. So I messed up there. Okay, so people do mess up, like me.
Not you.
Yeah, right. I'll just show you how we're going to construct that. I'm going to stick this right here. They may go back in just a little bit just before we're ready to serve, but let me, in the meantime, get ready for this. We're going to load this up with this ladle. Alexa, stop. Yep, right on time. These are big
They're really
mugs.
Deep.
They're deep. I probably shouldn't have bought them, but I like them.
But you're gonna put bread in it. So.
I'm gonna put some bread in there. Yeah. Yeah. I could run a steakhouse, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Hey, if Golden Steer can do it, I can do it. They've only been going since what, I think 1947 or something like that.
That long?
Yeah, long time. Okay, now on top, some crouton kind of things. This is that baguette. Just put it on there, let it go in, get them all around. I love when those get Nothing better in the world. Get it all there. And then, look at this. Get your cheese and put like 3 slices on there. Right in there, just like that. Another 3 right here.
I didn't realize onion soup was so easy.
Oh man, yeah. There we go. And what I'm gonna do is these are gonna go over on here so that I don't want to mess. And then they're going into my oven. And on this, I'm gonna set a timer. This is Alexa. Alexa, set a timer for 3 minutes.
Think it's done?
Yeah. Just like that.
Ooh.
I'm gonna put this back in just for a second. Brown up a little bit more on the top. Put this on the plate. Pretty easy, isn't it? I mean, this just went together super quick. And we're eating faster than you even thought you would, probably.
I know. Yes.
And it's easy. And then I still have leftover. But this should serve easily 6 people. 5 to 6 people or whatever. 4 to 6. Let's say 4 to 6. And probably I can get a couple more out of there if I had a smaller mug.
You got those at the dollar store.
I got them at the dollar store.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
$1.25
Exactly.
store.
So, I mean, it's not like I spent a ton of money.
Careful.
Oh, yeah. This is good. Look at that. That's all ready
Oh,
and
that
done.
one looks really good.
And that's good too.
Bubbling.
Yep. And we're going to just add a little bit of paprika up there. I love the taste of that. And we're going to just put a little bit more parm on that as well. And my sandwiches, I wanted them just a little warmer than what they were. And it's going to be good. Take this. And we're going to take this over and put this on this one. Oh, it smells so good. I know, you're nervous. You're holding your breath. I can hear it. I can hear you holding your breath.
Yeah, well, I love the way you're talking to yourself.
I know it. All right, look at this. Watch this. Let me plate this up. These are so good.
Okay, I'm going to take the camera over there.
Yeah, okay.
There.
And that's your meal for this evening.
They look wonderful.
And I love it. A soup and a sandwich. You just can't go wrong with that. I mean, that's just, oh, look at that. It's going to be so nice.
Nice crusty
Let me put that in there for you.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna eat and enjoy it, and I urge you to try it. It's just that simple, and get yourself some Golden Steer. It's called French cuffs, that's the onion thing, and then of course Sergio's seasoning, which is the salt and pepper. It just makes the meal. I'm telling you, it makes it taste great.
Good. Thanks for dinner.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm happy to do that for you.